everybody, and welcome to Saint Misbehavin', the podcast about saints from people who are not. My name is Matthew Shadorn. I am your illustrious host. Illustrious is probably not the right word. I am your host by default. And I am joined as always by my chief researcher, comedian, and all-around good friend to many people, but not me.
Apart from you.
Anna Domini. How are you doing today, Anima? Anima?
Jesus Christ.
Oh man, I have to throw this whole intro in the
That's like
garbage.
the worst one yet.
How are you today, Anna?
I'm good, apart from finding out that my good friend / co-host apparently thinks of me as an enema.
I feel like I said anima, which is probably more that I think of you as one of those like half human, half animal hybrids.
Well, that's how I feel at the moment currently, to be fair, because we are in the weird no man's land between Christmas and New Year currently. So I'm just like, what is reality? Who am I? What is time? These are some things that I have been unsure of this week.
And how does that make you animal-like?
I guess like maybe some animals are philosophical.
I doubt that.
I don't know, maybe like a chameleon, shape-shifting, don't really know what's going on, just trying to not stand out too much. I don't know where this is going.
So you're like a chameleon in that you look more and more like your own couch every day.
Yes, that is true. I have a set of outfits like that are coordinated with my different cushions on my sofa. So
I think that's a good idea in case, ever intruders burst in.
like playing dead.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm more like a dormouse at the moment, just like surrounding myself with bits of rubbish to keep myself warm and hibernating.
Well, that's I'm glad that you're referring to the presents that your boyfriend got you as rubbish. But that's all right. And have you done anything particularly saintly this week?
Well, it's Christmas, isn't it? It's all about indulging yourself and not really doing stuff for others, right?
I don't think that's the meaning of Christmas, no.
I think it is. So I've been doing a lot of self-care, which is, the modern excuse for you can't fix the world if you're broken, right? So
I suppose so.
I've been taking the first step on my project to fix the world by doing self-care.
You also can't fix the world if you don't do anything. Like if you don't leave your apartment or...
Well, you say that, but at the moment, that's probably the best thing any of us can do for each other is not see each other for a long time. So yeah, not socializing at all is good. I spent a lot of time talking to various members of my family, which I would say is quite sacrificial and saintly because
Sure.
So it's one of those duties, isn't it?
You're the patron saint of unwanted Christmas quizzes.
Yeah, that's me.
I could have used your help the other day. I had to go through a bunch of Christmas quizzes.
Were there any good rounds?
The big problem with me is that the half of the family that likes to do quizzes are all British, and so they have all these British questions that I don't have any chance of winning. Like there was one that was just literally about Welsh prime ministers.
Wow.
And I'm like, what am I supposed to do with this? And I was like, Wales has prime ministers, and they were like, no, they're just prime ministers from Wales. And I was like, well,
so you didn't get your bonus on that round?
No, I just wrote Disraeli in for all the answers, and it turns out he's not Welsh.
Oh no, so that was a bad guess. Do you remember who was Welsh?
No.
Oh, okay. So
why would I? They're Welsh.
So you gained nothing from that other than disappointing your team members.
Oh, I didn't have team members.
Oh, you were just by yourself. Sounds like a lonely quiz.
It wasn't. Yeah, it wasn't great. Oh, and then there was a mayonnaise making round.
Oh, Jesus Christ. That is my idea of hell.
I know, it was terrible. And then so they were like, oh, get these ingredients together. We're going to make mayonnaise.
Wait, you actually had to make mayonnaise as part of the quiz?
Yeah, it was like a race to who would make the best mayonnaise. And I was just like, and then it started and I was like, wait, how do I make mayonnaise?
Oh my God.
I have no idea. Then I did.
And what's that got to do with Christmas?
I don't know, man.
Whose satanic idea was this? It sounds awful. I have a particular aversion to mayonnaise. But like, I swear most people would find that quite disturbing.
It was upsetting because I don't mind mayonnaise, but it was like, we had 2 minutes to make mayonnaise, so it wasn't very good mayonnaise, and I don't know what I'm doing.
2 minutes to make mayonnaise sounds like a really bad porno.
No, it's
This has taken a weird tangent already.
yeah. I'm not the one who wanted to make mayonnaise. That was they were the ones. Anyways,
Is it
it's
a
all right.
Welsh thing?
No, this is no, my family's not Welsh. I don't know what. Anyways,
Was there some theme that they revealed at the end that tied up the link between all these things and Christmas, or
nope. It was
just
just
random?
quiz questions.
We had last year, we did a quiz round that was devised by Danny's dad, where we had to try different crisps and guess what flavour they were. And
Oh,
after like 3, they all just tasted the same.
I was gonna say, how would you do that over Zoom? But I guess last year you wouldn't have had to
No,
be over
last
Zoom.
year it was real bad. But I mean, to be fair, how could you judge the best mayonnaise over Zoom? Because you can't taste it, which is
It
presumably
was
the
more
most
of a
important thing.
consistency thing.
Is it though? Because like you could get it the right consistency and forget to add like, I don't know, salt, and then it
No,
would taste
yeah. I
terrible.
mean, mayonnaise basically does have the same consistency of a lot of like spackle and the same color often. You don't know that it's necessarily edible from that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, yeah, over Zoom it was just like we had to hold it up and it was the right color and the right consistency.
What did you do with it afterwards?
Threw it away. What the fuck were we supposed to do with it?
So was it like, this is the food waste round?
It really was. It was just a waste of eggs. It was just in
Sounds
oil
very
and
bourgeois.
it was terrible. And I really found the whole quiz thing very stressful. I find the quiz thing stressful every year.
Well, then
Uh,
maybe that was your saintly thing, just doing the quiz.
I suppose so.
It was a
Suffering through
sacrificial.
that. I'm the patron saint of unwanted quizzes.
Maybe it's me.
I know. Should we start letter writing campaigns for different saints we feel like need better patronages? And
And then we'd be like that magic priest guy last time.
yeah,
Who
that's what I'm saying. Like that was the thing. It made me think about it. Is like that guy just wrote in and was like, "Hey, can this guy be the patron saint of magicians?" And they were like, "Well, it seems like it checks out." Actually, it seemed like that would be a thing that they probably felt really stupid at the Vatican when that letter came in
and
because
they
they
were
were
like, we
like,
didn't think of this before.
"We didn't think of this. Yeah, why did we not think that he would be the patron saint? But he was like magic was his one thing." Like,
Oh, and pyramid schemes of boys.
yes, yeah,
So,
but
talking
hmm?
of making mayonnaise in suspicious circumstances, do
That's
you
not
know
what we
what
were talking about.
today is?
I was gonna say, Anna, today is February
It
14th,
is.
2001. What is
What?
the name of today's thing?
2001.
2001. Guys, we've been banking these for a while. The
There
2021.
we go.
What is the name of today's saint?
It is, of course, Saint Valentine. Happy
What?
Valentine's Day to you. So
Okay, happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody out there.
we did
This is a big name brand saint we got today. It's a get
a
for
real
us.
coup for us,
Yeah.
yeah. So we invited him on.
Yeah.
Yeah, so anyone out there looking for love, we probably can't help today
No.
because St. Valentine was actually a martyr, not a famous lover, really,
Hmm.
as we'll hear.
He was a fighter, not a lover, or
Pretty much.
hmm.
Well, he was, yeah, a martyr, so not a successful fighter, I guess.
No, I guess not. No, he was neither a lover nor a fighter. He
Yeah,
was just
so just a bloke who died. A lover of Jesus for sure, as all good saints are. But yeah, so he was around in the 3rd century,
mhm.
and a lot of his story, like the records of his story, seem to have been destroyed in the Diocletian persecutions of the 4th century, which we touched on in a previous episode, I think. Like this big sort of final, most brutal persecution of the Christians before the religion became sort of established and made into part of the mainstream.
I see.
So
So before they took over,
so yeah, not that much is
it was
known
very much the Empire Strikes Back of Christianity,
of
where
Rome, really.
things seemed really dark, and then all of a sudden, they won,
Yeah,
and then they blew up the Death Star.
of the emperor. Yeah.
Yeah, by which I mean the Roman Senate. I don't know.
I guess, but by blowing up you mean converting.
Right, they
So,
converted the Death Star.
yeah, into a church.
That's not very cinematic. It would
Then
have
they'd have
been
to do like a montage of them renovating.
like, I mean, yeah, that would have been better if like Luke Skywalker came and knocked on the door of the Death Star and was just like, "Have you heard the good news about the Force?" and converted them all.
Good. So yeah, so we don't know that much about Valentine. So much like Jesus, we know a lot more about the holiday and the capitalism that followed than we do about the guy himself, but I will
Really?
share what I've found.
It seems like if he's, there are very few name brand saint
Yeah.
holidays. It's like this and St. Patrick's Day and
Yeah.
maybe St. George's Day.
Yes,
Is that
all
racist?
the patron saints of British country. I mean, that's who we know about. Is there a patron saint
Yeah.
of America or the United States?
Yeah, it's I've looked this up before. It's St. Mary, which feels like a cheat, but yeah.
So there we go. She was a big name one
Yeah.
too, I guess.
But she doesn't we don't know there's no St. Mary's Day. I mean there is, but nobody's like
No one celebrates it. Yeah, it's strange actually. I guess, once the day became associated with love and romance and stuff, then, people love a good opportunity for party or proving themselves or spending loads of money. So,
I suppose so.
but yeah, we'll find out. Maybe what I've got to share will explain things, but maybe not. I can't promise. I can't make any promises. Which is a good resolution for Valentine's Day, maybe. But yeah, so Valentine or Valentinus, as he may have been known at the time, because he was in Rome.
Right.
Oh yeah, so he was in Rome. The Catholic Encyclopedia and other sources mention actually 3 Saint Valentines or Saint
Wait.
Valentine that all have a connection with February the 14th. So it may have been that 3 separate men called Valentine died on that day, which again doesn't really shed any light on why this day is associated with love.
Well, okay, wait. So there were 3 different guys,
Yeah.
or it's like
3 different guys.
And they all died on the same day, or like the same day but different years?
It's not entirely clear because the main one that we're going to be talking about died on February the 14th, but it may have been in the year 269 or the year 270 or the year 273. So it's very odd that they know the exact date but not the year.
Right.
So yeah, one was a Roman priest, one was the bishop of Interamna, which is modern day Terni in Italy, and they were both martyred in the same place. And then the third was a saint who was killed on the same day, but in the Roman province of Africa, and nothing else is known about him.
You mean the continent of Africa?
No, the province of Africa.
But it's the same thing, right? We're talking about the same thing, right?
Yes, I think it wasn't just another random place known as Africa. I think
Okay, that's what I want to know. It's like, no, it's Africa Avenue, in
it was
Naples.
the African bit of the Roman Empire. I guess like
Okay.
you reckoning like every city has a Chinatown.
Yeah, I imagine every a little Africa, you go there, you get Ethiopian food and ivory tusks. I don't know what you get in little
Wow.
Africa. I don't want to. I feel like if I go one more joke further, it gets real racist.
Yeah,
So I'm gonna move
stop
on.
right there. Yeah.
But I feel like he was martyred in Africa also is very vague and it leaves it like Africa's a big place. That's not a controversial statement.
Yeah. In fact, the opposite. Because like if certain like colonialist views are to be believed, then it's a tiny place where everyone knows each other, and there aren't loads and loads of countries within.
Right. And see, but here's the thing: is like here is how your colonialist mind works: is your
My
people at
colonialist,
home.
how dare you?
Well, I'm saying in general, this is how colonialism is
Yeah.
insidious and works on your brain. Not necessarily you, but the listener at home. But also you. But the maps of the world that we look at, I think it's like the traditional Mercator projection, which is kind of the standard map that you would look at in a classroom, or the kind of idea you have in your head of how the world looks. Africa is shrunk way down compared to its actual size.
And Britain, I think, is like massive.
Yeah. So the way that the projection works is it amplifies the size of northern, i.e. white countries, and diminishes the size of southern countries, which are often, classically colonized countries.
So yeah, I mean, even something that you would think is fairly objective, like geography, is in fact racist and
racist. Yeah.
Great.
Here's the thing, folks. Everything is
racist.
We're trying not to be. We're pushing hard on that, but we're
But I undermine that at every turn with my accent.
You do. Just by your British accent, it's very racist. See, I thought about this the other day. Is I'm doing the most least racist thing. But what I'm doing is I'm reverse colonizing America because I left America and moved back to Europe. And I think that's the best thing I could have done.
So anyway, basically, because so little is known about them, their legends often get mixed up. So I've tried to sort of make something coherent out of what I've read, but the jury's out.
Can we just amalgamate them into one
Yeah,
kind of
that's what we've.
mega Valentine?
Maybe that's why, like, because there are actually something like 7 other Christian martyrs called Valentine who have different days as well.
Really?
Yeah, so maybe it was just this critical mass of Valentines that is why now the one guy is just so big. But yeah, as I mentioned, there were probably more detailed records that would have been destroyed during the persecutions around 100 years after he was. Well, I say the main one, the legend that we are spinning here.
See, I would hate that if I got martyred, that people would be like, which Valentine are you? It's like, you're not even the famous Valentine. Or like everybody's like, oh, he's Valentine C. This is Valentine D.
Yeah.
There's too many Valentines. Like, it just feels like if you're getting martyred, you want to be remembered.
Yeah.
At least a little bit, or respected. And it kind of sucks that
I mean, I guess the whole idea is that you're doing it for your heavenly reward rather than earthly fame, which is unimportant.
It's like a needle in a stack of Valentines. Yeah. They're just like impossible to find.
Like the one. Maybe that's why. It's like, Valentine's Day being all about finding your soulmate, and it's difficult to find your one true Valentine. So that's like, yeah.
It's a deeper metaphor than I thought,
Right.
Anna.
Well, this whole legend is full of like random connections that have been over the years woven into tradition, as we'll see.
Okay.
So, do you want to hear what happened to this main one?
I mean, that's why we're here. So yeah, let's go
Okay,
ahead.
well, fine. So yeah, he was probably around from roughly the year 226 CE to 269. So he would have died at the age of around 42 to 43, depending on which year. Yeah. Well, you should probably not have said all that stuff about wanting to get martyred.
I don't want to get martyred. I don't know what I get martyred for. I'm not really that into anything.
Obviously.
Yeah, I suppose so.
Not making good enough mayonnaise.
Is there a patron saint of mayonnaise?
Oh,
We'll have to find
probably. We probably
What a gross patronage to have. I mean, I do like mayonnaise, but it feels like that's a gross patronage.
Yeah. Well, as I said, you could argue that Valentine's Day, after a fashion, is about making bad mayonnaise.
That's not what it is.
Stop that.
Yeah, is that your bedroom talk? You're like, oh, baby, let's make some mayonnaise. Because that doesn't work.
Oh, that's so disgusting. I'm sorry I went there. Anyway, Valentine was arrested and imprisoned during the time of Emperor Claudius II in Rome because he was accused of performing marriage ceremonies to Christian couples and otherwise helping Christians who were being persecuted by the emperor at the time. And helping Christians at all was considered a crime. But also, in some histories, by getting married, these young men could avoid being conscripted into the pagan army. So it's like, is this for religious devout reasons, or do you just not want to fight? So it's possible that he was arrested for basically undermining the army at a time when it was difficult to recruit soldiers. And
so it had less to do potentially with any kind of religious conviction and more just like helping guys dodge the draft.
Yes, exactly.
Nice.
So he was put under house arrest.
Does he get martyred for this?
I
don't get ahead of it because it does feel like.
Wait and see.
Okay, I'm just saying it just feels like you're less trying to forward the religion and you're just pulling off a scam. You got caught doing a scam. This is like people who would, I don't know, famously a certain president who was diagnosed with bone spurs to get out of the Vietnam War, which was clearly like his dad paid a doctor to be like, oh yeah, this guy's got bone spurs, so he didn't have to go to war.
Yeah, it was the early Christian equivalent of that.
Yeah.
Instead of bone spurs, you've got a wife, which we all know is a big ailment.
Yeah, I can't think of a better reason to go off to war. Am I right, fellas? Get me out of here. I love my wife.
Good to know. Happy
She's
Valentine's
my
Day.
Valentine.
So while he was under house arrest with a judge called Asterius, which I don't know if that means he was like, because the phrase used is house arrest, but it sounds like he was imprisoned in this other guy's house, which I think is just a jail.
Not necessarily. I mean, like, wait, why would you? That's that seems weird that like you would be under house arrest and they make you go and live in somebody else's house,
Yeah,
which honestly sounds like a nicer house. I would imagine a
yes.
judge has a nicer house than a
Than a
priest.
priest. Yeah,
Yeah.
especially when Christianity wasn't like super legal at the time, would have been quite
Yeah.
underground.
So it just seems like, oh, you go and live in this Roman villa
Yeah.
as a punishment with this other guy.
Oh,
Maybe this
that
guy was a
sounds
real
rubbish.
asshole.
Oh, I really don't want to go.
Yeah.
Yeah, maybe he just got bored of being a priest, so was like, I'm gonna mix things up by getting caught, and then.
Mm.
Well, interestingly, actually, because he met a girl while in prison.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
And being Valentine, things
Right.
happened. So, what things? While he was under house arrest with Asterius, he began discussing his faith with his jailer.
Hmm.
And Asterius was like, basically, if Jesus is so good, he can heal my adopted daughter's blindness, right? Which is, a reasonable thing to say, I think.
I suppose so.
Yeah, like,
But it is not a reasonable thing to throw adopted in there. Just say daughter. That's fucked up, man.
sorry, that was probably me. Just like
Oh,
this is
okay.
what the record says. But yeah, you're right. Obviously, he probably wouldn't have led with that. I think you're right. I think maybe it's the reason that it's mentioned is to suggest that Asterius himself was like nice, like because he had adopted someone. Maybe.
Maybe. I don't,
As in, maybe that's the reason. I don't know.
I don't know.
Rather than he went around going, "Hey, everyone, she's adopted." Possibly.
Hey, did you notice that your daughter's wandering in traffic? Adopted daughter. Thank you very much. It's fine.
Yeah. So,
Just saying it's fucked up.
well, I mean, we don't have a direct quote, so
Okay.
I guess the main thing that he wanted sorted out was her being blind, not her being
Okay.
adopted. So that's
Yeah. He's like, hey, can you make her not adopted anymore? Like, I feel like you could do that.
basically, he said to Valentine that if Valentine was successful in restoring the girl's sight, then Asterius would do whatever he asked, which
Okay.
is quite the wager, I think.
Yeah. From Asterius' point of view, it feels like this is probably not going to work out. So it's a very low stakes bet for him.
So it's like, I've lost my
Seems.
entire house, but I do now have a daughter, an adopted daughter who can see. That would be the payoff.
Yeah. Too bad it's not a biological daughter that can see though. Oof.
That's worth much more on the market.
That'd be a real win. Huh?
So Valentine prayed to God, laid his hands on the girl's eyes, and her vision was restored.
What?
Yeah, so he won the bet. So Asterius was like, okay, well, what do you want me to do? And Valentine.
It's like, well, shit.
But I guess this is the real martyrdom, because instead of like, getting a house off him or whatever, Valentine replied that the judge should break all of the pagan idols in his house, fast for 3 days, and then get baptized.
I get steps 2 and 3. No, I could get steps 1 and 3. Step 2 is like, why does he need to fast for 3 days?
I guess just to like,
To like purify himself?
yeah, not put anything new in his body.
Except for the Holy Spirit.
Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah, I suppose I don't know. I mean, I guess I think maybe in that day, people fasting seems to have been more the done thing,
Hmm.
So, like now, a lot of people are baptized when they're small, whereas when it was
Right.
like when Christianity was a fringe religion, it would have been something that the adults did. So, I
Right.
guess like part of being reborn could perhaps be like, coming a bit closer to death first by not eating. I don't know.
I suppose, yeah. I guess I guess it beats being circumcised.
Yes, that's true.
Your in terms of conversion, I don't know.
Yes.
Anyways.
It's interesting though, because obviously, now the diet industry often preys on people who are single, to suggest that they won't be lovable unless they're thin. So maybe this was, the start of Valentine's day fat shaming.
I suppose.
Potentially.
Maybe. I don't.
There are no sources on that.
Yeah, that's just that's just conjecture on your part.
Yes, very much so.
Do we know if this judge was single? Is that why he had an adopted daughter?
Well, he had 44 people in his household
Okay.
because all of them were converted. After
Whether they wanted to or not.
Yeah, and it included his servants, which I like the idea that like, oh, you're a Christian now, but you can still own people.
Yeah.
And also sucks for them, like, ugh, first I'm a servant and now I've got to go to church.
Yeah.
Like, yeah.
I mean, you're talking about slaves, right? Like these are Roman
Yeah.
slaves, and that's like,
Doesn't
yeah,
seem
that's
like a
kind of
super
messed up.
Christian thing.
Yeah.
But yeah, he also freed all the other Christian inmates who he had been jailing.
Wait, then do all the slaves are like, oh, and then we get to go free too? No. I'm still gonna need you to make me dinner tonight. And
Yeah, I can imagine that's what it was like for them.
yeah.
So Valentine went free, but he continued to evangelize and do what he'd been doing before, did not learn his lesson, and was arrested again some years later and sent to the prefect of Rome, who was also the emperor, Claudius II. So he became friends with Claudius while imprisoned.
Oh.
Yeah, Claudius took a liking to him, but that was when
Okay.
Valentine got cocky. 'Cause guess what he did? Guess what he tried to do at that point?
Was he like, hey, do you have any adopted daughters? And then Claudius II was like, well, that's a weird fucking question, and I don't like this.
Yeah, and that was when he was.
That was the end of their
Yeah,
friendship.
no, he tried. Well, you're pretty much there, but without the adopted/blind daughter, he tried to convert Claudius to Christianity, and Claudius was very offended by that and condemned him to death. So it was a short-lived
Boy,
friendship.
I've had friends that tried to do
Yeah,
that.
to be fair, like you know the kind, don't you? When it's like they're super nice, and then they try and convert you, and it's like, oh, did you actually like me, or were you just trying to convert me?
Or it's like we were just having a reasonable conversation about bullshit, and then you were just like, well, have you thought about giving your life over to Christ? And I'm like, where is this coming from?
No, I think it's more like, I thought we were friends, man.
Yeah.
And, that would be the reasonable response if you're a Roman emperor condemning your ex-friend to death. So,
I don't know.
but,
I feel like
go on.
I don't want to victim shame Claudius here, but
Wait.
it feels like you knew what you were getting into because I mean the guy was arrested for doing this thing.
Yes.
And then
Yeah.
and then when he did that thing to you, you're like, well, how could I have ever seen this coming?
Also, you're the emperor and he's your prisoner. Like, it's never going to be a genuine friendship, is it?
That's the thing is like the power dynamic is insanely
exploitative.
but it's like if your boss wanted to be your friend, it's like, well, I guess I have to hang out with my boss now.
That can never leave.
Yeah, but in this case, your boss has the power to kill you. And can I say that's a bit of an overreaction?
That's just what the Roman emperors were like, though, wasn't it? They very quick to anger if they were scorned. But in this case, Claudius gave him a choice. Can you guess what the choice was?
Is it one of those Later the Tiger choices?
What?
You ever read that? There's like that short story that you read when you're in middle school, or it's like the story is basically a story about a man who's condemned to death, and they put him in a Roman Colosseum, and then I think maybe he had like adulterated with somebody's wife or something, and then so the thing is there's like two doors, and behind one is the lady and behind the other one is the tiger, and he has to choose which door.
No, it was slightly more of a free choice than that. The choice was renounce his faith or get beaten to death.
Does he renounce his faith?
No.
Because that would be my call.
No, he declined to do that. So became a martyr instead.
Oh, was he hoping that he was like I bet Claudius is bluffing about this. It seems like a lot of trouble to beat someone to death.
Yes, but he was not. Oh. So according to one legend, the night before he was due to be executed, he wrote a goodbye letter to Asterius's daughter.
What?
Who presumably had learned to read since
now that she can
her sight.
see.
Yeah.
She's doing all the stuff with sight. She's looking at sunsets. She's reading.
She's going to galleries.
Yeah, she's going to galleries. She's doing all the regular eyesight having stuff,
And reading clearly was. I mean, I think maybe he was playing the long game, by being like, no, I won't renounce my faith. I'll write a letter from death row to the person whose eyesight I cured. Then we'll be soulmate.
I don't understand. Has he seen her in the 7 years in between?
I don't know. I mean, he was a priest, so it literally sounds like he was a saint who might have been misbehaving.
But that's like our show.
right?
But the thing is, I think that the priest not being able to marry is a edict of the Catholic Church, but I think from much later on when it was established.
That is possible.
So
So yes.
so this early on, I don't know that you couldn't marry as a
Okay.
priest. You couldn't have, because priest not being able to marry is like a weird thing where they didn't want priests to take property from the church and hand it down to their heirs.
Right.
They didn't want them to have
So
heirs.
when at a time when there wasn't any property, when
Yeah, but yeah, so if there was no church, there's no property. So yeah, so the official position of the church then was, go ahead and get it wet. And
Valentine's Day.
yeah, as I say.
Well, this letter was signed from your Valentine, so that's why
Oh,
it's meant to be the inspiration for today's giving of Valentine's Day cards. So
I
yeah,
see. You tell somebody that you love
and then
them,
you're about to die. Yeah.
and then you wouldn't die. And so since you can't really restore the sight of women, you give them chocolate
To
as
appeal to their
a
other senses.
yeah, that's right. Yeah.
I feel like if he was in love with the daughter, then
Hmm.
it didn't really make much sense to cure her sight unless he really thought he was very handsome. Because I
Right.
feel like if you have a chance to be appealing to someone without having to look nice, then I would take that chance.
I feel like that's your low self-esteem talking. I feel like if you wanted to woo someone, that restoring one of their five senses
Yeah,
is a great way to
because
do
then
that.
every time she does look at a sunset or a gallery, she'd think of him.
She'll think of you.
That's a good point. Fair
Yeah.
enough. Well, in that case, you can see why this romance holiday was established after him.
But I'm not getting the impression that this was a great love story between the two of them, because as far as I know, like again, he hasn't seen her in 7
Yeah,
years.
anything in the intervening years, that's true.
Like it's not like the judge was like, "I'll give you anything." He's like, "Your daughter's hand
Yeah,
in
that's
marriage."
true. But he loved Jesus.
Make it more of a fairy tale.
Yeah, so the next day, I don't know who delivered this letter, but the next day he was executed outside the Flaminian Gate, which is like, the phrase "all roads lead to Rome." This was the gate that travelers would first
All the roads
see,
led to.
yeah, when they came on the road to Rome, and it was also a popular place for public executions, which is a great like welcome to Rome.
Watch your fucking step.
Here are some bodies.
We're about to jump this guy.
Well, apparently this was the case right up until 1826 when the last
Oh
executions
God.
happened there, which is, it's a long established tradition. So this death viewpoint for tourists as a destination is a longer established destination than your entire country, Matthew. So how does that
It's a
make you feel?
needless dig in my country. Yeah, I'm sorry my country doesn't have a great rich tradition of beating people to death
Wait,
in public.
I think
Gosh.
it probably does.
What a dig at me.
So yeah, he was executed either in, as I said, 269, 270, or 273, but definitely on the 14th of February.
But regardless, you guys should play all those numbers in the lotto, because I bet they're lucky.
Well, you say
And send us
lucky,
10%.
right? At first,
Yeah.
Valentine was beaten with clubs and stones, but that failed to kill him. So then they chopped his head off. Nothing to me says
Oh,
chosen by the Lord than having a painful, slow, drawn out, torturous death. That's what God wanted
yeah.
for him as his chosen saint.
Like the fact that the club failed to kill him just feels like a bit of real bad luck for him. Like
But
just
maybe supposed to like show that he's sort of miraculously strong, but then he died anyway.
it feels
Didn't
like a
Jesus
terrible
take
bit
a
of luck.
long time to die?
Well, yeah, but he was crucified in
No,
that.
but as in like, or maybe it was super quick. Like there was, I don't know. I should know this, but like,
How Jesus
I
died.
know how Jesus died. Thank you. The soldiers thought that he wasn't dead yet, but then so they wounded him, and then his blood had separated into the plasma had separated, and they were like, oh, he's actually been dead for a while.
I thought it was that somebody showed mercy on him and killed him with the spear.
No. It was I think it was to establish that he'd died. No,
Oh.
they tried to show mercy by giving him wine, but he didn't want it. But anyway, much like Jesus, he was hastily buried at a nearby cemetery, but a few nights later his disciples retrieved his body and returned it home to be buried at the Church of Praxedes in Rome. And according to legend, Asterius' daughter, who is unnamed in most sources, which is lovely.
Yeah, why wouldn't you not name her?
We know she's adopted and formerly blind, but we don't know her name.
Yeah, and her dad's name.
Well,
Her adopted name. Yeah, I mean, why define a woman by her own identity when you could define
her
it
adopted
by
father's,
another
yeah.
man or a series of men? I don't know.
As is the nature of Valentine's Day. She went to the grave and planted a pink-blossomed almond tree near his grave.
Oh,
So we
that's
must
nice.
assume that stuff happened in those intervening years between when they met and when he wrote this letter, because or it was a really well written letter.
Maybe she's like, oh, I never knew because you never said anything.
So yeah, that's what happened to him in his life. His as a saint, his main miracle that we know was obviously curing this girl's blindness. Assuming as well that in the intervening years she became a woman as opposed to a girl, because she was originally referred to as a girl, which
Oh yeah. How old do you think she was?
hopefully like late teens, maybe like
Yeah, that's what I'm
maybe
hoping
on the
too.
cusp when they met, and then sort of an adult they were courting.
Do you think that maybe he was like waiting those 7 years for her to be
I
like
don't know
old
where you got
enough
7
to date?
years from. I never said that. It's some
You said it
years.
was 7 years after.
Some years, I'm sure.
I thought you said it was 7
Well,
years
if
after
I did say that, I
after.
made it up.
Oh, okay.
So yeah, I don't know, but we should assume that it was a few, so that everyone was a
Okay.
consenting adult in this pen pal relationship. So as well as curing her blindness, there are depictions of Valentine casting out demons from people, i.e. curing
Ooh.
epilepsy. So
Oh.
well, because in those times they didn't know what epilepsy was, so if you had a fit, people thought you were being possessed.
It's like they didn't know what epilepsy was, but they sure knew what demons were.
Yeah, well,
So,
yeah, superstitious times. So, what do you think his patronages are?
is he the patron saint of adopted daughters?
No.
Is he the patron saint of vaguely being in Africa?
I wish. I mean, that would then make him the patron saint of teenagers on their gap years,
I
right?
guess so, yeah. The patron saint of people who go to Africa to take pictures,
With orphans, yeah.
with orphans and things just to put on their Tinder profile.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes. Happy Valentine's Day.
We don't say everybody.
You brought it right back. I love it. So, go on.
Is he the patron saint of annoying friends who try to convert you in normal conversations?
Well, after a fashion, he is the patron
Okay.
saint of beekeepers.
Why?
I
Why is that a thing?
I don't know. Presumably, it's because on Valentine's Day you get all the honey.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
So yeah, beekeepers,
Sure.
epilepsy, presumably against
Again, yeah.
rather
So
than for. Love, naturally, happy marriages.
again, I don't see the happy marriage bit in this.
Don't see the connection at all.
No. Did he marry that guy's
No, but
daughter?
he
I don't remember.
conducted all the other marriages, didn't
Oh,
he?
that's true. He did conduct a bunch of
So,
marriages.
so draft dodgers? No, that was a lie.
They were happy in that
That they,
the
yeah,
men were conscripted and forced to fight a war.
yeah, affianced couples, which I think just means engaged.
I like affianced though. I
Yeah,
think that's a much better term than
we should
engaged.
bring that back when we do our line of merch.
Yeah,
Have a T-shirt that says "Sorry, ladies, I'm affianced."
I'm affianced.
Um,
Great. Yeah, I'm gonna start using that. So, how long have you been affianced?
as long as you start wearing a like tweed hat and smoking a pipe, I think you can get away with it.
Maybe. I think it feels like a very French term, like affianced.
Yeah, yes, I guess it would have come from a
Yeah.
Latin word. Greetings card manufacturers, according
Oh,
to one
boo.
source. Which I love. Is like, is there a patron saint of like exploitative factory owners as well?
Yeah. Is he the patron saint of cheaply made factory candies?
Well, I guess as the patron saint of, Valentine's Day itself, then indirectly,
Yeah.
yes. He's also got a patronage against plague, but it doesn't actually specify against. So you could say he's pro the plague of capitalism.
Yeah. Where does plague come in here? Because he was never. I mean, there was like Genevieve who was involved in plague,
Mm,
right?
yeah.
No, it
Well,
was a seed. I forget.
both, I think.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, if you're going to call your child Genevieve, you better bone up on this.
Well, I was going to call him Valentine, but it turns out that every asshole's named Valentine.
Yeah, it's true. Yeah, too
Um,
many. It's also where the Valentine's Day tradition for begging for a foursome comes from.
you can only do it if they're all named Valentine.
That's one of mine and Danny's like get out. Every couple has like one exception who you can cheat on. Ours is three men called
It's like
Valentine.
if you meet 3 men named Valentine, all bets are off. So
Exactly. So Yeah, those are the patrons. So we got love, affianced couples, happy marriages, greetings card manufacturers, plague, question mark, epilepsy, and beekeepers, which I feel like, we should try and create Valentine's Day gifts that incorporate all of those. I think that'd be fun.
I think
Plague, actually, I reckon plague is because of the number of STIs that you're potentially exposed to if you go on a speed dating event on Valentine's.
see, I would think that Saint Valentine would be more associated with other romantic, like he would be like the patron saint against STIs, or he would be the patron saint of, I don't know, erectile dysfunction or something like that, like
Yeah.
he's the guy you would go to for help with that.
Bed problems. I guess like happy
Yeah,
marriages could encompass those kind of ailments,
perhaps.
problems. Marriage counseling.
I don't know. Or at least you would think like candy makers. Because it does, if it's like greetings card makers,
Ah,
which again feels like somebody writing a letter to the Vatican,
yeah.
probably sending a nice greeting card rather to the Vatican.
It would have to be the best greeting card.
I know. I would love to see that greeting card actually.
No, none of this moonpig shit. They would hand make that.
Yeah, yeah. It's one of the ones that it has like the pop out bits,
Yes.
and then like it plays a song when you
Very
open it.
huge,
It's
yeah. Well, basically, the tradition of sending Valentines sort of became popular in the 18th century. And in 1797, a British publisher issued a magazine or a book called The Young Man's Valentine Writer, which contained sentimental verses for the young lover who was unable to compose his own. So this is where the cards came from. It's like, are you unoriginal enough, but you've got money? You should buy one of
right.
these, and it will really impress the object of your
I
affections.
see.
So yeah, St. Valentine's Day itself was established as a Christian feast in 496 AD, so about 150-ish years later, I think.
Okay.
Maybe no, 200. My maths is bad
No, I
today.
think 100. You're right. Right? I don't know.
It was 269. So
Oh yeah.
no, more like almost 200 years. 200
Yeah.
and almost
This
250.
is not a math podcast.
We've made that very clear. So Pope Gelasius I
Mm-hmm.
included Valentine on a list of people, in quotes, whose names are justly reverenced among men, but whose acts are known only to God. In other words, he didn't have much of a clue either as to why
Oh.
this guy was so good, which is
It's like,
great.
I've heard good things. I haven't seen any evidence of this, but
But let's go with it. Well, Gelasius is known for having successfully suppressed the pagan fertility festival
oh.
of Lupercalia, which used to take
Mm-hmm.
place on February the 13th to the 15th. So
Yeah.
scholars have suggested that Valentine's Day, i.e., right in the middle, might have been deliberately posed as a replacement for these heathen festivities.
What's it called again?
Lupercalia.
Lupercalia.
Yeah.
Yeah. Sounds hot.
Well, it was. Do you want to hear what happened in Lupercalia?
I do. I really do.
Again, some more Valentine's Day traditions I think we need to bring back. So it was a pagan festival that had
Uh-huh.
its own priests known as Luperci, i.e. wolf brothers. And they would sacrifice dogs and goats.
Oh.
They become anointed in their blood, and then they would wash the blood off with milk. So nice and sticky. They would
Mm-hmm.
then make thongs.
That doesn't feel like a solution. Like, you have blood on you, and now you have milk on you. It feels like a real lateral move.
I guess they would hopefully wash after the whole thing. But yeah, you'd
Hmm.
be a bit uncomfortable for it. They would then make thongs out of the animal's skin. Not Australian thongs, pants, underwear
Right.
thong, out of the animal's skin dipped in blood. So sort of very sexy times.
Yeah. So, okay, got it. So you are covered in milk. You put on a bloody diaper, and then what?
You run around town, and anyone who wants to get pregnant holds out their hand, and you swing the thong at them and hit them on the hand with it.
Wait, aren't they presumably wearing these thongs?
Yeah, so I guess they kind of just like swoosh their hips, and it make like maybe the thongs are kind of dangly. I'm not entirely sure.
This is all right. It went
Very
from
suspect.
fun to just very creepy. It's like, hey, you want to get pregnant? I'm gonna need to swipe my balls on you.
Yeah. And that's why presumably those people continued not to get pregnant because that
Yeah,
would
yeah.
not do it.
I can see why you'd want to suppress this. You know what? A lot of times you hear like, oh, they suppressed this pagan holiday and it turned into a regular Christian holiday.
Yeah,
And you're like, well, that's kind of bullshit. And now you're kind of like, you know what?
fair enough.
Fair. Yeah, this one should probably have gone.
I guess now in the age of capitalism, like instead of greetings card factories, it would be leather thong factories, which would probably cause a lot more harm,
Yeah.
I'd say. But again, the whole idea of like shaming people who aren't adhering to the heteronormative narrative of what they should be doing with their lives, i.e. getting married and pregnant, that
Right.
like, you know, that tradition lives on in a way.
Should we make him the patron saint of heteronormativity?
Yes. Well,
Yeah.
happy marriages, I mean, in Catholic Christianity, definitely would
Right.
be what that was referring to.
Mm.
There's a nice quote, though, from a priest. So there are relics of Saint Valentine in, well, things that people have claimed to be relics in churches all over Europe, from Poland to Britain to Malta.
Yeah.
So in Dublin, there's a church called the Whitefriar Street Carmelite Church that claims to house some relics, and these bones were apparently given as a gift in the 19th century, which I like the idea that, you know, associated with Valentine's Day is giving someone your bone as a gift. Thank you.
Also, it feels like a weird gift. It's like, I got you these bones, and and they're human bones. Oh, great, thank you.
They're from St. Valentine.
No, but they're really nice person's bones.
He was beaten and executed.
Look at how the bones are broken. You can really see how badly he was beaten.
It's just so beautiful, moving.
Mm.
And at this church, one of the priests was interviewed about the importance of these relics, and this Father O'Gara says, human love is wonderful and blessed by God, but also by the shadow of the cross. That's what Valentine means to me. So really, if you want to observe Valentine's Day, you know, when you're getting hot and heavy, you should just think of Jesus.
Right.
And specifically his martyrdom.
I thought it was going to go a different way. It's going to be like, human love is beautiful, but love between a man and a goat, that's great. No.
Sorry to disappoint.
Yeah.
There's also a church in Glasgow that claims to house some of the relics as well. The Blessed John Duns Scotus Church. And in the early noughties, the monks there were campaigning to establish Glasgow as Europe's official city of love, which I feel like they had their work cut out for them against Paris.
Hey, you know what? My wife's from Glasgow.
So it's European official city of love.
That's right.
Well, apparently their argument was martyrdom is the highest form of love. So Matt, get ready to die.
Yeah, I don't know. I feel, oh no, if I died, my wife would be so pissed off at me. I mean, that seems like the easy way out of a marriage is just to die.
You say that, but do you not have life insurance?
No, I don't.
Oh dear.
That's how I keep myself going. Actually, my wife has life insurance, so
that probably wouldn't help her if you died, though. So
no,
she'd still be mad at you.
but she's actually like, I need to get life insurance because she's like, if you died, I'd be really depressed and wouldn't want to work. And I was like, really? All right.
Nice. We have to have it on our new place because Danny earns a lot more than me. So, you know, if he died, I wouldn't be able to pay the mortgage. But
well, that's kind of the boat then I'm in.
Yeah.
But basically, I'm a financial burden on Alice. So
in some way, she's the martyr here.
Yeah. Exactly. What were we even talking about?
Love, the highest form of love being.
Oh, right. It's martyrdom. Yeah, I feel like that's not true. I think there's a lot of like different love languages, but martyrdom isn't one of them.
You know, for most people, it's gift giving, I guess.
Yeah, I think that's, or just doing little tasks around the house without being asked and things like that.
Yeah.
Like that's gonna show.
That's better than martyrdom.
A higher level of affection than martyrdom. Yeah, exactly.
Especially because if you would if you die, then you're not in a very long-term relationship anymore.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, if you went to your partner and you were like, I could take out the garbage or I could be stoned to death. I think like most partners would be like, could you just take out the garbage? That'd be really great. One of those is simply more helpful than the other.
Yeah, it's interesting, isn't it? Because it's like, you know, if you'd rather die than help your partner, then that's more of a sarcastic response.
Yeah.
Cool.
So it's the official position of this podcast that you shouldn't kill yourself to prove your love to anyone.
Yeah, I'd say we can both agree on that.
Yeah.
Oh,
But
happy
yeah.
Valentine's Day, everybody.
Yeah, happy Valentine's Day, everybody. Listen, if you want a happy relationship, and you can take it from Anna and me, we're both in happy relationships, I guess. I don't know about Anna's relationship, but mine's okay. But yeah, just do little things that make your partner feel appreciated. And that's,
You don't have to cure their blindness and then
yeah.
die.
If you can cure their blindness, that would be great. But
Without
don't put that kind of pressure on yourself. Do little things like again, take out the recycling or scoop the cat box. I scooped the cat box today. Didn't have to be asked.
Oh, there you
Just did my
go. That
husband.
was your saintly
Oh
thing.
yeah, should have thought of that.
Oh.
It's more just a chore. It's not really.
I
Anyway.
don't know. I guess who likes the cats the most?
Alice does.
Well, then it's a sacrifice. Yes.
Yeah. Well, the thing is, she can't scoop the cat boxes while she's pregnant.
Oh,
So,
is it that toxic?
yeah, potentially. There's what's called toxoplasmosis
Wow.
in the cat feces, so it's not. She shouldn't be handling it as a pregnant woman.
Wow. I didn't know that.
Mm-hmm.
So we've learned something
Yeah.
on this
Yeah.
podcast, even if it's not.
Certainly nothing about Saint Valentine,
No.
who apparently may or may not have been 9 different people. And
I mean, I think, it's a classic rom-com plot of making up lots of different people, like, or pretending to be someone you're not, maybe.
right, it's the classic, boy meets girl, boy cures girl's blindness, boy gets beaten to death at gate.
Boy converts girl's dad and entire family to religion.
Yeah, and then boy runs afoul of Roman emperor. Boy writes girl letter. Girl plants almond tree.
It,
Yeah, I mean it's classic. I mean, like, I feel like we've all seen a million,
Hallmark movies.
yeah, that classic Sandra Bullock while you were proselytizing. Um,
And we should write that film.
alternate title, You've Got Martyr.
Excellent. I think that should be the tagline for today's
Yeah.
episode.
Anyways, great. Saint Valentine somehow lucked into being the most famous saint, except for maybe Saint Patrick.
Yeah, without having to. Well, I guess he did do a lot. He just didn't have seemingly a very eventful life before that point.
Yeah. I just feel like, yeah, they should have. I don't know. Somebody should do some more research. Not necessarily you, but somebody should do some more research so that we can have more research for the.
Yeah, I'm sorry that person was not me in this case.
But now we know. Anna, do you think you'd ever have Saint Valentine intercede for you for any reason?
I guess no, because he didn't seem that successful in his goals. Like, I would never be planning to convert anyone to my religion.
Right.
I'd say
Convert people to this podcast.
that's true. Actually, maybe he could do that for us. If all 44 members of someone's household were listening, I'd say that.
And could also rate and review.
Yeah. If they played this in prisons, that would be a success, I think.
I suppose so.
People would be.
I feel like if I had bees that had the plague, or there was some kind of bee plague, that bee, hive die out.
Maybe if the bees aren't breeding well, you want them to be more romantically involved with each other. You would.
Or if you're out there and you're a lonely apiarist with the plague, Saint Valentine is there for you.
Or if you are, if I was ever conscripted, which I probably wouldn't be, thanks to
One would hope not.
Sexism and the fact I'm unfit,
right,
would hopefully mean I'm quite low down the list.
I feel like, by the time they're conscripting you, we're pretty well influxed at that point.
Yeah,
so
I have no skills. So yeah, I guess I'd probably pray then, because you would be pretty fucked. So it would be the time to start praying. Also, if I was a church that wanted to get more tourists or desperate single people to come and visit, because apparently the churches that house the relics are pilgrimage sites for people who want to find love. Hopefully nice. Some of the pilgrims find each other.
Oh, yeah, that would be really sweet.
Yeah.
That's a rom-com. We're going to go see the skull of Saint Valentine.
In Glasgow, the city of love.
City of love. Famous City of Love, Glasgow. Just take a nice stroll down by the Clyde, and
good.
I can't remember anywhere else in Glasgow. There's go to a whiskey distillery. Just see it all. And wait, do some of these churches with different relics, do they have the same bone? Are there multiple skulls of Saint Valentine, or
there's only one skull, and that's in Rome. Okay. It's got flowers on it, which presumably someone's replacing those. They're not just, I guess. They're not just like rotten. But yeah, they're just sort of, I guess without the skull, it's quite difficult to verify or falsify. Like,
Yeah.
so yeah, presumably they're like, they've each got a femur and a couple of arm bones each. Yeah, maybe some ribs. I don't know.
The loose rib rolling around. Excellent. All right. Well, thank you, Anna. That was another great bit of research that you did there on Saint Valentine.
I tried.
We appreciate it. But yeah, how do we decide we were going to end these things?
Have a very blessed day, and may you find love.
Yes, indeed. Bye, everybody.
Bye, everybody.